Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is your host Akash and you're watching Tech Turbo 96. So today what we are going to do is to install the GIVI tank bag, which comes on a separate tank mount on this very bike. This is the Kawasaki Z900, and we are doing so in order to get a very handy approach towards small items to keep on a daily basis with yourself, like your goggles, your purse. And this is a 4-liter tank bag from GIVI. So I'll share the details in the caption. Moreover, I'll do a unboxing video separately. But for now, I'm just trying to do an installation video for you guys to just see as to what steps we need to follow while installing this bad boy. So let me start with an apology that I'm shooting this video in an open space, so there might be a lot of ambient noise. So you guys kindly spare me with that, and let's start with the video itself now. So the first thing we're gonna do is we have to in a way make sure that the fuel inlet is completely covered. So for that purpose I have the a plastic bag with me. This is what I will be using to cover the inlet for the fuel. You have to make sure that it is properly sealed so that no bolts accidentally fall into your fuel tank. So with that done and it is completely safe, nothing can go inside your fuel tank. Now we need the Allen keys. So for that Allen keys, I have this handy kit. I generally use it for my travels, but with the help of a Allen key, you are supposed to open these bolts, and these are very easily openable. So what I can feel, and I can tell you that they are very lightly topped. They're not very, they're not topped to a very high specification. A very mild top is put on these bolts. So that is something to remember while torquing it back. You need not to put a lot of force into it. So with that, all the 4 screws have been taken off. Now I'm just trying to have the entire bracket out, and this is how the bracket comes out. Be sure of one thing, if I can point it out. This is a rubber mount, if you can see out there, and this is very important. This is the excess fuel and all the drain from over the fuel tank to drain out. So this rubber has to be kept quite safely. Well, with all that done, you can see this empty space, and now for this a separate bracket comes. But before that, the lock mechanism has to be unmounted from the original assembly, fuel tank cap assembly, and thereafter that lock assembly needs to be mounted on the new bracket which you have to separately purchase with the GIVI tank bag. That doesn't come as a part of the GIVI tank bag itself. It is, I think it's numbered as BF29, that separate part, and that will mount over here, on which the lock mechanism will be established. On that you have to put on your tank bag. So guys, since we have taken out that complete mounting, what we need to do is to clean the bottom of this. There's a lot of dust settled in here. This portion I think should be regularly cleaned, because if this portion gets choked, then the water will seep in into the tank, causing corrosion. That is not good for the health of the bike itself, because you can see these are 2 bolts which we need to unmount to separate this assembly from the original bracket. Well, I know that most of you will have any sort of these Allen key set at your home if you are owning a bike, but if you don't, then trust me, you need to have it. These are lifesavers sometimes. These small bolts are very heavily topped, and you have to put in a lot of effort to just screw them off. So I have unscrewed them, both of them, and now they need to be separated from the original mounting. Okay, so now you have the bracket off. By the way, this is, I believe, plastic, some sort of fiber, and this part is metal. So now you have the locking mechanism for the tank separated from the mounting. So now you need to, I'm just taking off the bag. So this is the GIVI bag which I have ordered. This is a 4-liter tank bag, and this is supposed to sit like this on the bike. So this is neither a very big size, neither it's very small. So in a way it's a very comfortable size to mount on your tank bag, and this will do well with all the daily needs you need to have on a super bike along with you when you go for a city ride or a short ride, and maybe on the long tours. So let's just open it. I have kept the entire mountings and everything inside this bag. This is what I was talking about. This is a BF29 mounting bracket. This is the model number, which is a plate which actually mounts. Let me just show you. By the way, it also comes with a manual which tells you how to mount it. Well, this is the actual thing we are talking about. This is what needs to get over here. It will be placed like this, and over it will mount the locking mechanism. And once the locking mechanism is installed, this aspect of the entire process will be completed. So first we will torque it lightly, just to make sure that the bolts get a hold of the internal grooves. I have mounted the locking mechanism onto this new bracket which comes from GIVI. So what I feel is that this bracket is in black color, so that will go with the entire theme of the bike, because this Z900 is completely blacked out with a slight slash of your Nardo gray. So that was my personal preference. Now with this mount completely installed, it's time to place it over here, and this is how this thing will settle. Okay, so one thing more, guys, since the OEM mounting was quite, I won't say loose, but that was very, the torque on the bolts were quite less. I think that was because there was no load on the bolts itself. But now, since this bag, which will be weighing around roughly 3 to 3.5 kgs with all the goods inside, so with that thing into consideration, we need to bolt those bolts quite, we have to torque them to a higher spec. That needs to be shown, and just to make sure that they don't get loose on the move, I use this Loctite. And this is a very important thing. If you have a bike, any screw you bolt onto your bike, make sure you put this thing on it, because once it's there, the bolt will never by itself untorque itself. Okay, so that is I am very particular about. So just a small drop on the threads. Since the threads are very small, a very small quantity is required to do so. And by the way, the rubber mounting, I'm just placing it over here. do not torque it to a much higher torque specification. These were, mildly torqued, so that is what I'm gonna do. And with your Loctite in place, I believe we need not to worry about these nuts to unscrew themselves. So just have a look. This is why we put the plastic bag. My Allen key just fell off this mounting bolt. So that is the risk we are talking about, and that's why you need to cover that tank entrance. So guys, I think I have torqued it sufficiently. It's not torqued to more higher spec than what it was actually on the bike. Now that I have done just to ensure that the weight of this bag does not cause the bolts to bend, although that is a very rare case because these are hardened bolts. So anyhow, now since everything is secured in here, let me just take out this rubber plastic bag from the entrance of the slowly. Yes, so this is out, and let's just try to, okay, it's locked, and voila. Now this is the complete assembly of the mounting bracket on the bike, and this is how it will look. Now with the black color, this looks completely blending. So although it is raised a bit, but then itself being black color, it completely melts down with the overall aesthetic look of the bike. So that being done, now with that out of the way, let's see as to how this thing is gonna sit upon it. Oh wow, so it just, I was of opinion that we need to do something else to mount it, but look, it's a direct fit. Wow, and from every aspect this is looking fantastic. I'll give you a ride review also, but that's gonna be something in a different video. To take it off, you need to twist it. I'm not sure how to do it, so let me just, because I'm also doing it for the first time with you guys. So there's a tank lock mechanism. You need to, okay, so you guys see this thing out here, this sticks out of the tank bag, and once you mount it over here, you just need to pull it back like this. Once you do it, the tank will pop up, the tank bag will pop up. So wow, this is so convenient, man. And perhaps that's why they are charging so much for this tiny bag. This costed me around 7,500, and the mounting which comes separate, that is this thing costed me for around 1,600. Shipping a total of 400 to 300, something like that. So in about, I would say it costed me around 9 to 9,500 rupees. But I'm pretty impressed by the quality and overall convenience this bag offers. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you like it.